Get ready, because this is your backstage pass
into the real and raw reality
of being a hairstylist.
I'm Hailee.
And I'm Reilly. And this is the Light After Dark podcast.
Hey guys.
Hey.
We're back.
It's Reilly Ruth Beauty.
And Creations by Hailee Christine.
Today, we're going to be de-influencing you on being a hairstylist.
Regretfully. But this is real stuff.
Sometimes this isn't the career for everyone.
No.
I know we did kind of mislead you with last week's episode.
Yeah.
Talking about how much we love it and why everyone should do it.
But this is the real truth about being a hairstylist and the not so pretty and glam things about it.
We're pulling back the curtain, bitch.
Yep.
For real.
Open your ears.
Open your ears.
So first of all, if you have any body ailments, this shit hurts.
Yeah, I unfortunately herniated 2 discs in my lower back when I was like 15. And if anyone knows anything about that, when you herniate a disc in your back, especially being so young, you pretty much can never fully get rid of the issue. It's always going to be like something that lingers. And it started lingering again when I started hair school. There were moments and still are sometimes where I have to wear my back brace again. And I literally, my sciatica is so bad, my nerve pain is so bad that sometimes I can't walk. So that's definitely something I didn't really consider going into this field.
Yeah.
And it's gotten worse. I know you have the same shit too.
Yeah.
Now. You didn't even have like a previous injury.
No, I had never had a previous injury. I grew up dancing and I've always had like little things from that, I would assume. And my mom does hair. She has fibromyalgia, which is not related to this necessarily, but
makes it harder.
Right. And I think from that inheriting things and then being on your feet and bending over at a shampoo bowl and bending over and contorting your bodies to people's heads.
Yeah.
It all takes a toll.
It doesn't seem like hard work in the moment, but when you're working, like we do 10, 11, 12-hour days, like frequently, like twice a week most of the time.
Yeah.
It adds up really, really quickly. Like even when I was in hair school, not doing days that long, my wrists would hurt, like because it's getting used to doing those movements so frequently. And now that we do them so much more, like my hands hurt all the time. My hands go numb. My neck hurts. My shoulder hurts. Like I literally pop and crack every single second of the day. And my boyfriend calls me his old lady, like straight up.
Yeah.
I'm an 80-year-old in a 22-year-old body.
Yeah. It's rough.
It is.
And you have to do all that with a smile on your face and not letting anybody know.
Yes. It's something.
It's difficult.
I will like to say that doctors think I have fibromyalgia too. So it is a little bit worse than other people for sure. But it's still, I know everyone goes through that regardless.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And like they tell you that in hair school that most people retire because of body issues.
Yeah.
And you're like, as if like you hold a comb, but like
the carpal tunnel.
Literally.
That's like the number one thing that like that and like shoulder injuries.
Imagine being 22, slapping your hands to not be frozen because they're going numb and freezing up. Like, hello?
Who do you think you are?
Right. Like, oh.
Yeah. It's rough.
So keep that one in mind. You need to put your physical health over everything.
Yeah. I definitely say maybe not strength training, but going to the gym, keeping yourself moving in other ways. Because just like sitting at a desk for people who have desk jobs, we're standing all day.
It messes you up.
And sometimes in one position, like you have to be mindful of like your movements.
Yeah, for sure. On the same note of working 10, 11, 12-hour days, sometimes we never know when we're getting off work.
Yeah.
Never. I mean, never, ever.
I'll tell my boyfriend, oh, I'll be home at 7:00. No, I won't.
No.
Add 30 minutes to an hour to it.
Never. Like, it's really bad. I've started, like, overestimating how long I'm going to take. And most of the time, I'm, like, kind of right. Like, with when I'm going to get off. And I'm, like, adding so much extra time. Because even if you know the client, sometimes things don't lift right. Yeah. Sometimes they want to change it up. And then half the time you have a new client, someone you don't know very well. So it's a toss-up.
Yeah, you never know.
Never know.
Everybody's hair is so different.
It's crazy.
Yep.
And that sucks.
Yeah.
I would love to be able to plan things when I get off work, but I pretty much don't.
I'll be there when I get there.
Yeah.
That's the memo.
It sucks, but it's real.
Along with that, like not knowing when you're getting off, you also don't necessarily always know like when you're working. Well, you know when you're working, but you could work more. You're working more than what other people work.
Yeah, and oftentimes hours that people don't work. Like, if you think about it, especially when you're starting and you don't have any clients, you need to cater to people when they're off.
Yeah.
And you need to work with their schedule. So that means you're working evenings and weekends.
Mm-hmm.
And no one wants that,
No.
obviously.
And like, while you're working, your friends aren't.
Yeah.
That's a hard thing, especially when you are starting this early.
Right.
To get into.
And you're in that going out era of your life, possibly. I feel like most hairstylists are at our age.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, you don't get to go because you're at work with your client.
Yeah. Or you got to eat it and you go afterwards and you're just fucking exhausted.
Yeah. I don't know how people do that. I don't know how they like go out on Friday night and roll up at 9 a.m. at the salon. I won't be doing that.
No. Like my social battery, she's done.
No.
Like I want silence actually.
Yeah, it's crazy. So that's definitely, I feel like a lot of people feel really strongly about having to work nights and weekends. And I definitely think it's possible without doing it, but it takes longer to grow if you're limiting your schedule and not catering to people.
Yeah, for sure.
You
have to be mindful.
Yeah. For me, for example, I've always done evenings and I still do evenings, but I only do one Saturday a month. And at first I did none. So when I was building, I wasn't catering to those people. And now it's great because it's not like I've had to get rid of clients to make room for new ones when I went and changed my hours after the fact.
Right.
But it took me longer to build and get where I am opposed to making instant money and having that in the beginning.
Exactly.
So it's kind of a toss-up with what you want to do.
Right. But then, like, I started off working every fucking weekend.
Yeah.
So I have to, like, readjust myself to not doing that.
And find new people.
Right.
Because you aren't just doing weekends anymore.
Yeah. So it's like a toss-up on, like, which one you want to do.
Right. And they both kind of suck in their own ways.
Exactly. There's no perfect way to do it.
No, not at all. And, like, with you trying to rearrange your schedule, people don't give a fuck unless you put up like harsh boundaries.
Yeah. Like I had to be very specific. Like I'm booked out until like May on my Saturdays.
It is so.
And that's just what it is.
It's so easy to say, oh, well, I'm off on this Saturday. Like I could go in.
And I used to do that.
Yeah. I used to do it so much more than I do too. But like getting harsh on my boundaries has like changed my life. But that's a hard thing to learn. Like you don't want to tell people no if you can make money.
Right.
Like I love money.
Yeah.
But also I love being happy and like having a work-life balance. Like what is life if you're just working?
Right. And I would love for like, I always think of it, I want other people like that I'm getting services from to help me out in that way. But at the same time, I also respect all the people that I get services from. Like the girl that does my nails.
Exactly.
I'm so like, if you can move me to this, that's fine. But if I have to cancel something and you don't have anything for 2 weeks or you have something in the middle of the day, like I will make it work.
Exactly.
And I want other people to have that kind of respect for me too.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely hard. And like, it's hard to like have that conversation. Yeah. Like if someone is disrespecting you, that's really uncomfortable. Like having to confront the hard things instead of just like avoiding them. If you have an avoidant personality, I would not confront conflict at all. I hated it. I hated ordering things for myself. I had really bad social anxiety when I started hair school. And if I didn't push myself through hair school, I would probably have really bad social anxiety still. So, I mean, that is great, but it's also like really hard. And some people just aren't built for that.
No.
Not everyone is. And it breaks a lot of people and ruins the industry for a lot of people. It's really real.
I think you have to like start in a different position. Like I always recommend like starting like at a front desk position of any job really, that you have to like talk to people.
Exactly.
Because that'll kind of allow you to see if you can grow in that and then do hair.
Right. And like that's why sometimes like I've expressed my dislike for hair school and like how I think it could be better a lot. Obviously, like you guys know how I feel about it, but I do strongly think that certain personalities need to go to hair school to learn those things in a softer environment where failing isn't as detrimental. Yeah. It's not as serious. Because if you're an apprentice in a salon, you don't have the luxury of being like, oh, well, I'm a student. Sorry, I fucked up your hair. No, you don't. Because you're still doing it at a salon. Like, that's their name.
Yes.
Like, yes, you're still an apprentice. And, like, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it can't look as bad as you're allowed to do.
And you don't have, like, that school contract behind you.
Protecting you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To say,
there's more liability.
We're not responsible for this.
Exactly.
To some degree.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Also, if you can't multitask, this isn't for you.
No.
I feel like that's like a general like adult thing. You do learn how to multitask being an adult, but
this is to a different
like,
level.
You're juggling so many things, and God forbid you're double booking. More power to the people that do that.
Yeah.
Because y'all multitask.
Sometimes when I double book, I don't do it all the time. It's a frequent thing for me at this point. I get so stressed out that it's just not worth it to me.
No.
Oh my God. Your mind goes everywhere. First of all, try having a conversation with someone while trying to remember everything that you consulted about and doing their hair perfectly. And then like you have to like formulate toners. You have to up the developers around the head. You have to do their haircut. Like there's so many things while you have a conversation with someone at the same time. And then you have to remember what they're saying and actually be an active participant in the conversation.
And there's also all of that going on around you at the same time.
Yeah, you're also like everyone else is doing that.
I get like super overstimulated. So like
yeah,
having all of that I'm doing on my own.
Yeah.
And then all of the other people around me also doing that. And then I also have a tray full of shit. That I don't know what I did to it.
I saw a TikTok trend going around of wives asking their husbands to cut a piece of paper, like cut out a heart. And they started asking them questions at the same time. And every single time that the man went to talk, he stopped cutting. And she was like, no, cut the paper and answer. Every time he went to cut the paper, he'd shut up. He could not cut the paper and have a conversation at the same time.
Really?
And they said, what do you think hairstylists do all day? And they were like, no, it's too hard. I can't do it. And they were like, does your barber speak to you when you cut their hair? And they were like, no.
Like what?
I think we need to start doing that at the salon. Like bring in a piece of paper and have a client cut something out.
Yeah.
And try and talk at the same time. Because bitch, my mind is turning up here.
Yeah.
You know, girl.
No.
It's hard.
It's learned. I mean, there's still some times where I like zip.
Yeah. I'm like, I can't talk right now. Sorry.
Yeah,
every once in a while, I'm like, sorry, I'm not talking. Like, I'm just too focused.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very into
and like
this.
people don't care.
Yeah.
But
some people care.
I was gonna say some people care.
Also, every once in a while, I'll get a little message on my Apple Watch that's not a fun one.
I saw this TikTok and it was like, imagine getting the most diabolical text of your life and having to continue this. And it's just a video of her foiling.
You just have to be happy and sweet and like, ha ha ha, ha ha ha. Like, I've gotten some of the craziest texts like mid-foil.
And sometimes they're like
you feel it in your stomach. It hurts you so bad.
Yeah. For emergent things, I would figure something else out.
Yes.
But for things that are like emergent but can technically wait.
Yes.
That's all you can think about, but you still have to have a conversation with somebody.
And act happy. They can't know that your mood is off because it's like a very personal job. Like people will think that you don't like them. Yeah. Or like, oh, like you didn't like their hair. Yeah, exactly. Like
you don't care about them.
Exactly. Like the way you present yourself is such a big thing. And like if it varies, it has to be consistent appointment to appointment. Like clients will get in their head and not come back to you simply because of that sometimes. Yeah. Especially if they're like, oh, my hair was just okay this time. Like she wasn't paying enough attention to me. It can be perceived in so many ways you don't want it to be perceived, even though it's just a personal thing.
They want to talk about themselves. Also, like, you'll have clients that care about you, and they want to hear about, like, your life, like, in even some of the details that you might not want to share. But there's clients that do not give a fuck about your life. They want to tell you about their life, and that is it.
Literally, there are so many clients they don't know anything about me.
No. And, like, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, like, okay.
But, like, you can't lead on to anything being wrong because you're going to have an issue.
No, they don't care at all.
Nope.
You're just a stylist to them. Yeah. Sometimes it's not that deep.
No.
Something I struggled with a lot at first was being slow. So it still happens. But like slow times suck.
Oh, like
where you feel broke.
Yeah. It's a part of the job.
And then like we have cancellation policy at the salon, but it still sucks because you're still not making what you would. No. And like just imagine going to work thinking you're going to make your money and then you're at work and you actually make $0. It's crazy. And then people still get pissed off and you have to argue with them about cancellation fees. Yep. Like, what?
Yeah.
Hello?
It doesn't make any sense.
No, it's fucked up.
Yeah. You're not doing this. You're doing this because you need to make money, but you're not doing this because you need to make money. You're doing this because you like it and you love it and you want to do hair.
Exactly.
So
like I'm passionate about it, but this is how I pay my bills.
Right. But part of that is knowing that your every day could change.
Mm-hmm.
I had one specific day. I got to work early to take a client. She canceled for good reason. I'm not like upset about it, but she canceled as soon as I walked in the door. My next client had already canceled a couple days before, so I already had a gap in my day, and my last client could not move up. So I was stuck at work for 5 hours. I could have left, but I was essentially stuck at work for 5 hours to do like a haircut or something.
Yep.
And that's just part of it.
It's crazy.
You got to take the punches and roll with them.
Exactly. I remember one time I had, I think this was back when I was doing lashes. I wasn't making a ton of money. Like, I was definitely like, I don't know. I didn't have a ton of money. And I decided to splurge on something because I said, I'm so overbooked this weekend. I'm going to make so much fucking money. Guess what? Every single person, one of my days canceled. Every single person. That was a hard lesson to learn. Don't spend money if you don't have it.
No.
Like,
and don't expect anything.
Exactly. You can't expect that the money's going to be there, which sounds so scary, especially like when you have real bills like rent and car payments and stuff like that. Like it is scary, but your projected schedule is not your confirmed salary.
There's so many times that I'll look at my schedule and I have a full fucking book, like to the point of where I'm like, oh my God, am I going to eat? And then what happens?
The week gets there, the whole week falls apart. You have like 5 clients that week.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't do that anymore.
This month I was fully booked. And now I have like various cancellations here and there, which is fine because people still want to get in last minute.
Right.
But it
still
ebbs and it flows. It's never the same exact thing, even when it's projected to be.
Exactly. Having to do social media and things like that, you don't technically have to, but like you do in today's day and age.
Yeah. If you're not, you're losing out on money on purpose almost.
Pretty much. Yeah.
You're kind of just asking to not be as busy as you can be, because I've heard so many clients say it, and I say it all the time too. No one Googles shit. No one cares what salon you work at. They want to go to you because they want to go to you. And
they may find you from your salon, but they normally find a person from that salon that they want to go to.
Exactly. Like I feel like the amount of times I see new client forms come in, maybe 5% of them say no preference. And it's really, people are following stylists nowadays. And if you're not posting your work consistently, you're not going to be booked. No. And I saw something a few years ago and it changed the way I think about posting, because a lot of people try and post like every single day or like once a week or whatever. And I strongly believe that the first time a potential client sees your post, they're going to say, oh, okay, that's cool. And they'll follow you. And then the second time, they're going to be like, you know what? Maybe I do want to book an appointment. It takes like 3 or 4 times for them to see you actively posting on your story, on your feed, for them to actually consider making an appointment. So if you post once a month, that's going to take 6 months. Yeah. That's going to take 4, 5, 6 months for them to actually be like, okay, I'm serious about booking an appointment. But if you post even every other day on your story, not even like if you post twice a week on your feed and then 3 days a week on your story, that is going to get you clients so much faster, because they're going to be thinking about you so much more of the time. Yeah. And without that, like, it's going to be so much harder for you.
And like, people might see that once a month post and like, of course they're going to be like, oh, obviously she's working because people work. But they may also think like, oh, do you not ever work? Yeah. Especially like if you're not utilizing your story to any degree. Exactly. Like, at least post that you're there.
Exactly.
Because like, I mean, I'm guilty of it. Even like other people in the industry. I'm like, is this person working? Yes. Like, are they still doing hair behind the chair? Yes. Like, I don't know.
Exactly. Like, so many people will ghost from their social media and I'm like, oh, they quit. They don't do hair anymore.
No, they
like,
didn't.
Yes, they do. They're working. They're just busy.
Because social media is a whole other thing.
It's like having a second job. Yeah. People say social media isn't hard, but it's actually so hard, especially when you have a full-time job. Yeah. Like, to have to juggle that. And it's not just pictures anymore. You have to learn how to film and edit video content, which thankfully I love, but it's still a second job.
Especially of hair. You want to post it of yourself. Yes. And it takes time to do that stuff on top of your personal life.
Yes. It's almost impossible. Yeah. I am so bad at responding to messages. Oh. But like, it's hard. Like, I'm sometimes at the salon for like 12 hours and then like I get home and I don't want to text you back. No. Like, I just worked for so long. Like, I'm so sorry. Yeah. But like, that is why at this point in my life I work at a commission salon, because I don't prioritize my messages and I don't want to. It's so hard to respond to everyone, and I feel bad because a lot of times people are just like, responding to my Instagram story. Like they're just interested in the things I'm posting, which is awesome and I love it, but it's really, really hard to keep up with. It's really hard. And it's not like I'm like Instagram famous. Like it's just like my clients and people that I know. Yeah. It's a lot to
like I want to respond, and it could just be as simple as liking the fucking message.
Exactly.
But I'm like, Wednesdays and Saturdays are my day to respond, and if you text me any other time, I'm probably not going to respond to you, and I'm so sorry about it.
So sorry. Also, when I first started posting on social media, I was so embarrassed. I do hair in the same city that I was raised in, so it was really embarrassing. I don't know. You just know people are talking about you, especially when you first start and you're not making any money and you don't have any clients. It's really embarrassing.
You know, I think I've adopted that from you saying it, but now that we're talking about it right now, I don't think I ever really had that.
You weren't embarrassed?
No, I was more embarrassed to post in high school when I was like posting on my actual like personal Instagram page. Yeah. I was like, oh my God. Literally after I got out of high school, I haven't cared. Like I just didn't post on social media because I like, didn't do it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like I was embarrassed. I actually like, now that we're talking, like I don't think I ever had that.
Well, I also just have like, I used to post YouTube videos when I was really young and I did get bullied for it. Like I just have like some personal issues with that.
That's fair. No,
for sure.
That's
like
fair.
I went through that before and like, it's just, I knew people were talking about me. Like I knew they were.
Right. But no, that's like a little uncomfy.
It is. And like, I don't know. I literally also just got out of high school when I went to hair school.
That's
like
true.
It was fresh.
I had a year to like.
Yeah. Now I don't care.
And you're not the only one, though. That's not me saying that either.
No,
like, I know plenty of people. Yeah. I mean, even the girls that we work with, I've heard them say it.
Yeah.
Like, it's very normal.
I feel like everyone thinks it's embarrassing. Yeah. And, like, I knew they were talking about me, but now.
Talk about me.
Please talk about me. I want you to talk about me.
Yep, yeah.
Watch my pod. Watch the pod. Please keep talking. It's fine.
Keep your mouth running.
Yeah, I don't care. Any publicity is good publicity.
Well... Okay.
Not really, but
I don't stand by that. No. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah. If they're talking, let them talk. Is all I mean by that.
That's what you mean.
That's all I mean. Don't give me bad publicity, please. I'm scared. Also, people only think it's cool when you do social media if you have followers.
Yeah.
Like if you don't have followers, they think it's stupid and lame. But also, how do you think you get followers?
Right.
So
I got a real bone to pick on that one.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, because I don't know. I've been feeling a little bit that way this week.
Have you?
Yeah, I don't know. But I've been real pissed off about it, actually, in the back of my head. I've just been, like, suppressing it. Well, I mean, kind of, but not really. I'm a loser. No, like, seeing how, like, people get attention, like, based off of that. And I'm like, y'all are some fake assholes.
It is sad. People only comment on other people's posts because they have followers. It's not because they're, like, they like them or whatever.
Yeah, and that pisses me off because I like people.
Yeah.
And fuck everybody who acts like that. So. Yeah,
I hate that.
That's me standing on business.
Yeah, I will say, like, the only, like, negative thing about the hair show, like, people congregated based on their followers. Mm-hmm. Like, it was so obvious, and, like, it was kind of sad. Like, we definitely, like, met people that, like, had way more followers than us, and everyone that we directly met was so nice and so kind, and they feel the exact same way we do, but it wasn't like that. Like, other people, you know, there is one person we met that I think cared that we didn't have followers. Because remember, he was like, be in my TikTok.
Yeah. I don't know. That shit just pisses me off because, like,
you're not better.
Social media is not forever.
It's not real.
We're forever. Like, people are forever until you die.
Your relationships
and
are
if
forever.
You have a real smug personality, I'm either going to not look at you or I'm going to tell you about it. So don't act like that.
Hell yeah. So if you have followers, just be nice.
Yeah. Be genuine.
It's good. Yeah, be real.
Because people smell right through that shit.
I know. I hate that fake shit.
Yuck.
Yucky. One thing that I did hate having to have the conversation about when I first started doing hair was everyone in my family or like my close friends just automatically assuming they get a discount or like for free. Like I remember I told like one of my aunts I was going to hair school and she was like, oh my God, you can like cut my hair here like at Grammy's house. And I was like, ha, or you can come in.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, I think she was trying to get it for free. I said, I know.
I don't care.
Sorry.
I don't do free.
Yeah. Like I do give some of my close friends and family a small discount, but like I make it clear to them, this is how I make my money. This is my job.
Right.
I'm not doing this for free.
And to me, like, I definitely look at it for the money factor. Do not get me wrong. But I feel like it's more like the principle
yes.
of it. Like, you think that just because I do this, like, it's just like a little thing.
Yes.
Like, you don't have the value or the respect to actually come in and get it done.
Yes. Like,
And-
strangers value me more than you do
Yeah.
because they will pay my full prices.
On my working hours.
Yes.
As much as we love this job, we don't want to do it on our day off. I want a day off.
I don't want to do free hair on my day off.
No.
Especially.
And I'm at the point, I don't even want to do paid hair on my day off.
Exactly.
Unless it's paid,
Real.
Unless I'm doing an event
Extra.
like bridal styling. Yeah.
Unless it's extra.
Right. Yeah. Or it's like an emergency. And don't come and tell me that you have an emergency just for the fuck of it.
Right, please.
But yeah, I'm not doing free hair on my day off.
No.
You can
Fuck
suck
right
my
off with
dick.
that. Yeah. Two very different versions,
Suck my
but
ass.
I love it. Did you struggle with imposter syndrome?
Yeah, I still do.
I said that like I didn't know the
Yeah,
answer.
what
That was
the
fake
fuck?
of me.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Yeah, literally yesterday, I showed her a picture of me from like 2 years ago when I was in New York, and she was like, honestly, I think my skills and technique have regressed. Like, do I even know how to do hair anymore? Because why is that better than everything I've done this year? And I was like, whoa, like, take a deep breath. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, shut the fuck up, basically.
Yeah, it's really bad,
Yeah.
actually.
I feel like I've kind of been feeling like that too.
Yeah.
I get it.
I feel like it's worse when I have weeks and I don't, anybody who does hair will understand this. I feel like it's weeks where I don't do things that I want to do. Like, I have a handful of clients that have like the inspo that I want to do.
Yeah.
But if I don't have that, I feel like I can't do hair
Yeah, I get that.
because it's just not something that I personally like. It looks good on them. I like it for them. I don't personally like it for
Right.
myself. To be
If
doing
you
it.
could have done their hair and chosen what to do, you wouldn't have done that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I feel like the same way. Like, if I'm doing styles of hair that I don't love, like, I'm not going to I'm not going to feel great about myself doing it. Like,
Right.
that's just,
It only makes
when you're
sense.
uncomfortable, it's not going to be like, oh, that was awesome.
It's just like if you wear an outfit and I love the outfit and then I put the outfit on, I'm like, I don't like this outfit.
Exactly. Like, just because it looks good on me doesn't mean it's for you.
Right, exactly. Kind of the same idea.
Yeah, it's definitely like a hard thing to work through. I feel like I struggled with it a lot more in the beginning when I was first
Yeah.
starting and getting booked and stuff. Being like, wait, I'm actually a hairstylist. Like, this is kind of crazy. It's a lot of pressure. But it's not as bad now. Just every
No.
once in a while, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, do people actually trust me to do this?
Yeah.
Like, why?
Like, it's definitely a lot of like questioning yourself.
Yeah.
And you have to be like mentally strong enough to deal with that.
Yeah, like I said earlier, like, you have to know yourself well enough to be able to decide if you can put up with these things and deal with them and like still be happy despite them.
Yeah.
Because we can. Like, I mean, all of this stuff like fucking sucks, but the good outweighs the bad
It does.
for sure.
Yeah.
Always. Most of the time.
Most of the time. You'll have some days. You just have to understand how to work with people, honestly, is probably one of the main bullet points.
Yeah, and exercise
Yeah.
to keep your body healthy. I feel like you need to put your body and your mental health first in a career like this, which
Yes.
sounds so cliche.
But it's the truth.
It's really the truth.
I've seen people crash out.
You'll be eaten alive. Also, there's a reason a lot of hairstylists have drug problems. I feel like that's a very, very common thing people think about the industry. Not that I support it, not that I have a drug problem, but you got to think about why.
Yeah. There's a reason for everything.
Yeah.
Not saying it's good.
No.
But-
Don't do drugs. Drugs are bad.
Drugs are bad.
I only smoke weed.
Dare.
Yeah. Dare.
I don't actually know what DARE stands for.
Me neither, but we're fighting against drugs. So that's all that matters. We're in this together, guys.
But yeah, no,
It's an epidemic.
It is a. You stole my line.
I know. I could say it this time.
Yeah, no, there definitely is a reason. It takes a lot out of a person. So
Oh, you can wear whatever you want to work, but you're going to ruin all your fucking clothes. All of them. You're
I
going to
am
get colored.
sponsored by
You're gonna
Shein.
Yeah, I'm sponsored by Shein and Ape the Label.
Yeah,
Like, what
honestly.
a drastic difference. But, like, seriously,
yeah,
those are the only things I don't care about wearing
Yeah.
at work.
Shein, don't care. It's disposable.
I
Ape the
know.
label. They got our back.
They do.
Their
I
stuff is
love them.
perfect.
But if you listen to this whole episode and you still think that you want to do hair, you have to do it.
Do it.
Like, we were saying do it last time, but if you really still think you can do it, you need to do it.
You got it, girl
Yeah.
or guy.
Or guy. Girls and the gays.
You got it, y'all.
Did I already mention that cosmetology school's ass? Cosmetology school.
Cosmetology school sucks.
Fucking ass. No matter which way you spin it, it's gonna be ass.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Hope you enjoyed the episode. You can catch us on every streaming platform Thursday mornings at 7 a.m.
Again, I'm Reilly Ruth Beauty. You can find me on Instagram and on TikTok.
I'm on Instagram at Creations by Hailee Christine and TikTok at Creations by Hailee.
This was your backstage pass to the beauty industry.
Just the truth about BFFs, living and styling
After dark.
See you later.
Bye.